Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Truly appreciate it. Before Amit and I get started, please read the disclaimer on the board. We are not registered investors. We are not financial advisors. We don't know your situation. Please take everything we say with a grain of salt. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So please pause and read the disclaimer. All right, Amit. Market was pretty interesting today.
It was a fun, I guess, rebound. I mean, it was red most of the day, and then we rebounded towards the end, and we went green. So 2 green days in a row. Hopefully that continues. But yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Looks like people overestimated how impactful this would be to NVIDIA. One of the main things that we're going to talk about. I'm a little shocked that it breached 170 and was on the phone with Tanner for a little bit. We spoke. I don't know if you're going to say it or not, but I don't know if you did. If it kept going, I was going to buy more, but it didn't. I did not buy more. I'm glad it rebounded to 177 because I think that these valuations are absolutely crazy off of this news.
Yeah, I mean, I bought today. Didn't get 169, got 170.8.
Nice.
My belief is that the market had a ridiculous overreaction. I still continue to believe that TPUs are not going to kill NVIDIA. I told you I closed some short calls today for a profit, so I was able to buy them back and free up those shares. And yeah, look, I don't think the broader investing community should be as concerned about this TPU. There's other things to worry about NVIDIA. This TPU thing is part of a healthy skepticism. I don't think this NVIDIA deserves to go back to 165, which it was looking like it was on the path to do this morning because of TPUs. But it might not go back to 200 either now that this enters into the equation, at least in the short term.
Which is fine. Doesn't have to. I'm actually annoyed that Jensen and team even responded to any of this stuff regarding WorldCom, and I just wish they didn't respond to any of it. It's just ridiculous. Now, I'm going to go in a different direction before we discuss the TPUs and GPU segment. You know who the biggest winner in this is?
Oh.
Or I should rephrase that. Take one guess who I believe the biggest winner in this is.
Meta?
Yup. Know why?
Why?
Hock Tan is on Meta's board, CEO of Broadcom. You think I'm doing all the research, and I'm like, that's interesting. So CEO of Broadcom is a board member of Meta. Just so happens that Meta and Alphabet secure this deal. I think, and this is going to be crazy, what if Zuck comes out and says that we're going to build out all of the excess capacity with a combination of GPUs and TPUs, and we're going to partner with Alphabet to design the TPUs to take care of the workloads and have Broadcom build them and get the GPUs for the horsepower. And we don't think that we need to expand the CapEx that we're building. How much do you think Meta goes?
I don't know, dude. I agree with you that that's important, but I don't know if Hock Tan being on the board convinces us to ditch his NVIDIA spend for Google.
Not saying ditch. I'm saying augment.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Like, at the end of the day, Zucks also wants to keep a good relationship with Jensen. Broadcom also wants to keep a good relationship, like just stealing a big customer. I mean, I don't know. I don't see it easily playing out like that. I also think we have no details. Dude, like, all of this is a bullshit article. And the reason I say bullshit is because it's from The Information, which is not really the most trusted source. And there's no details. There's just, hey, Meta's thinking of buying some TPUs. It's like, okay, can we, like, how many? When? Where? 2027? That's a year and a half away. Is it going to be integrated on GCP? Because to use the TPUs, you have to be using Google's cloud. It's not vendor agnostic or cloud computing vendor agnostic. There's so many details out there that I think make this story such a non-headline.
And let's not forget, Jensen's no stranger to TPUs, and when Rubin comes out, Rubin's probably going to blow everything away.
Yes.
I think TPUs have a place, and I think they're important for the cloud providers for custom jobs that they need to run inside their infrastructure. And it's been very good for Alphabet because they're able to pair it with their cloud services for clients, running SQL servers, big databases, that type of stuff. But it's not replacing the horsepower from the NVIDIA chips, and Moore's law is dead. And Rubin is probably going to have so much more horsepower than Blackwell that I just don't see customers exiting their positions in line because they'll never get that position back. So
also, again, to use the TPUs, you have to be running GCP, from my understanding. To use NVIDIA's GPUs, you can run any cloud computing vendor. So
yeah, it's cloud agnostic.
Yeah, so I mean, like we're talking about TPUs taking away all of NVIDIA's market share, or even a significant part of it. Like how? And there, I don't know if you saw the tweet. Did you see the tweet I reposted today from the
only tweet that I saw was yours about the consumer, which I retweeted and liked. I haven't seen anything else.
Look at this guy. This guy works at DeepMind. He's a TPU co-design engineer. He says the sell-off shows, he was responding to someone who showed NVIDIA sold off. The sell-off shows how clueless the market is about hardware and the demand. I mean, you got a Google engineer, research scientist at DeepMind saying market's fucking stupid for selling off all the chip names. And it's no benefit for him to say this because he obviously has a ton of Google stock. So yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it's worth exploring because if it becomes a big deal, then it is going to get hit bad. And so that's why I also think Jensen responded today.
Yeah, and it's interesting because none of us are engineers. None of us are computer scientists. And the market is just so erratic. And with the research that I did, the TPUs seem like they are extremely efficient at large, dense transformer workloads and less flexible for non-machine learning workloads, irregular computer graphics. I mean, a lot of, and that's important, less flexible on graphics and irregular compute. If we get to AGI, TPUs are not going to be what is powering that. It's going to be the GPUs from NVIDIA.
Yeah. And again, if Google, worst case scenario, took away 10% of their spend, you have 90% of a market that NVIDIA still needs to serve. So worst case scenario, I think they'll be okay.
And is that even a worst case? Because, okay, let's just say some companies are augmenting. There's such a backlog. Let's not forget, they just had earnings. It's like everybody forgot they just had earnings and just posted 63% year-over-year growth at $57 billion revenue. And everything is sold out. Keep in mind, everybody, this is the 7th generation of TPUs. This is nothing new. Alphabet's been building these chips for a long time. It just so happens that, okay, Meta is going to buy some. All right, so what? Even if Amit's right and this becomes a 10% thing, okay, there's still so much backlog for NVIDIA's chips that all the supply will get bought.
Yeah, I like. I feel like I should have bought more at 170 today. I mean, maybe we'll revisit that again, but I kind of wanted to see if the downtrend would. And I was right because the downtrend kept going down at 169, but then it bounced so quickly, and I was like, "That's it. That was your chance." And so, I don't know. This felt like DeepSeek without all the hoopla of it being down 40%, but 8% is pretty aggressive for after those earnings. It's now trading at 24 times next year's earnings. What Max 7 is cheaper than that?
For nothing that's going to impact them in the short term, because like you said, the news was that they are in talks to provide the Tensor TPUs to Meta and others, and for Meta specifically to potentially place in their own data centers starting around 2027. So that's still a year and a month and a half off, or year and a month off. So definitely not impacting 2026, probably won't impact 2027. And I'd argue maybe it doesn't even impact them in 2028, because keep in mind, you still got to build everything. Like Broadcom still has to build everything.
Yeah, and people were just, I mean, the market, I don't even want to say it's individual retail investors. It was just like the market was, oh my goodness, we're scared. And they took Google to 330 and took NVIDIA down to 169. And it did not make sense. And this is what happens. This is where the opportunities, I mean, I built my entire position on NVIDIA because of something stupid like this with DeepSeek. So after those earnings, it's just really hard for a bear case to be these idiosyncratic headlines. It's got to be something real. And I don't think we've seen that yet.
Yeah, I mean, this is right now just a sentiment hit and just the bears coming out with narrative risk. That's really all it is. Because, okay, let's say Alphabet gets a couple of $1 billion worth of TPU sales. Okay, so what? Like, that's not a huge amount of demand by any means.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I agree. It's not, and it can grow and scale, but it's not growing at the 60% CAGR that NVIDIA has. And again, Jensen's been talking about ASICs for a while. It's not like this. He's not new to the ASIC game, so he understands this. He's responded to so many concerns about this for years. But I think every day someone's trying to pull NVIDIA down, and now it's a TPU argument.
And it's not as if NVIDIA is just going to stop selling Blackwell. Blackwell is going to sell out, and when Rubin comes out, they'll probably continue to sell out on Blackwell and Rubin. I don't think this changes a thing for them because demand is going to scale, and the TPUs are really, I mean, I hate to say this, but they're probably only good for several companies for a very small fraction of their total compute. And I think the bigger thing is people are going to try to get behind this whole NVIDIA responding to these crazy bear cases regarding accounting rules. And I really wish they did not respond. I really wish they didn't. I think it's a bad look. But whatever. The middle of February cannot come quick enough because they put out 65 billion forecast for revenue. I think that they're going to hit 66, 67. And what happens when they start selling to China again?
Well, that's the other thing. China revenue is not baked in. Middle Eastern revenue is not baked in.
Right.
I think NVIDIA is going to be fine. I think we'll be okay.
I still think that we have 2 or 3 years before we even have to start looking at NVIDIA becoming cyclical. Because at some point they will become cyclical. It may be next year, maybe 10 years from now. I have no idea when. I'm just not seeing any evidence of this at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, look, that part of the reason I bought my short calls back today is because I didn't want long dated. They were like Jan 2027s, and because they were up today, I was like, all right, let me just buy them back and free up the shares. And okay, let's entertain this question. At what price do you sell some of your NVIDIA? Like forget all the variables. And same thing for the chat. If you own NVIDIA, 250, 230, 220, like what price do you need to see to feel like from my entry to my exit, even if it's only a portion of your position, I'm comfortable selling?
I mean, I would say at this point, because I purchased NVIDIA for a several year play, and I have to assume that I am not smarter than the market and this could change on a dime. And with the news that came out, there are other things we have to look at. I would think next year, if this runs to 220 or 225 over the spring and keeps going, I would probably put a stop loss on half of the position around 220, 225.
220, 225?
Once it gets past there, I'd probably throw a stop loss out there. If anything, I'm not interested in exiting the position. Now,
what are they going to do? 2026 EPS? $6, $6.50? Can you check?
I actually have it up.
I think that's too cheap, dude. I was going to say 250. I would start. Like if they're putting up, I think it's 650 of EPS, right? You put a.
No, it's a lot more than that, man.
Okay, so then what's the number?
745 next year.
Okay, so let's put a 30 times on that. That's 223. If we do 40 times on that, which is a bit more reasonable, that's 298. That's I split the difference at 250,
But that's what I'm saying. If once it gets past 225, I would start throwing a stop loss out there. But I'm
then
not
you'd sell at
interested in
225. 225 is less than 30
Yeah, but
times.
just because I throw a stop loss out there doesn't mean I'm selling at 225. If it keeps running, I can still exit and take the stop loss off. It's not a put.
No, but if it does have a random day like today where it drops,
Sure,
no, that's my point.
sure. But it's not something I'm even interested in. Like, I don't have any interest in selling NVIDIA whatsoever. It's not even a thought in my mind at the moment. Now, I think around 225, because of where my entry point is, that's when I start thinking about, okay, maybe it's time to start thinking about taking the initial capital off the table at this point. I don't know. I don't even know if I would do that because I got a lot of faith in them. And I think that this is going to blow over. And I think that we're going to be in a position where the next quarter revenue is going to explode. And I think Jensen's going to come out on a warpath and show how much of a wartime CEO he is.
Yeah, I just think I'm just looking at the numbers. If they are putting up $7.45 of EPS, unless the market has completely destroyed multiple expansion for any tech company, even if you're going to say 2028 growth slows down and 2027 expectations stay the same as well, like the stock should get to that 250 range. But I hear your point. Like, given you were buying at 100, 225 is a double. So
right. And look, you got 54 analysts. I mean, that's a lot of freaking analysts that have a 745 average EPS estimate. That's a lot of conviction. And these numbers move every 6 hours. They haven't moved today at all after all this. So I'm not worried about this stuff. I just wish NVIDIA didn't respond to the WorldCom comments. And I think the Alphabet stuff is not bearish NVIDIA. I think it's a nothing burger. I think it's bullish Alphabet from an aspect of this may help accelerate Google Cloud versus Azure and AWS. I don't think this is anything for NVIDIA bulls to worry about at this time. I do have a bone to pick with Dan Ives. Why couldn't he wear a freaking crazy jacket today? He had to just wear a pastel shirt and a normal jacket. Like, we need Ives crazy pastel all the time.
Well, he had a nice little yellow jacket today.
Whatever clip I saw, maybe it was from yesterday, he had a normal freaking jacket on with just a pastel shirt.
Yeah, today he had a yellow jacket. But
like, we need Ives to be colorful all the time.
I think the sentiment around the AI trade is starting to come back to where it was before. But I don't know if we're out of the woods, dude. 2 green days is great, but again, last week, every other piece of content was bearish.
Yeah, for no reason.
I wonder. I mean, again, you got like Meta. I know you and Chris did a deep dive on it. Like, I mean, really, Meta's going to 500. That's how bad it's gonna get. Like, I think we would need that moment where everyone realizes, oh my goodness, it's so bad for the trade to collapse, or we would have to be so euphoric for the trade to collapse, and we're not at any of those levels.
I got to tell you, the holiday season cannot get finished quick enough. This is the one time I am just looking forward for the holidays to truly be over, because earnings season cannot come quick enough for Meta and for NVIDIA at this point. And look, as an Alphabet shareholder and as somebody who is saying that everybody who's bearish on search and bearish on Alphabet when they were 150 is crazy, I'm rejoicing in what has happened with Alphabet because it proves me right. But at the same time, I don't think this is something for NVIDIA to worry about. And can NVIDIA keep retracing? Sure. But I think the rebound today shows how much liquidity there really is there. And I think this is going to end up being a nothing burger. This is nothing like DeepSeek. And keep in mind, all the demand for their chips is already contracted. This is not a situation where they're just throwing $65 billion out there to throw it out there. Like, this is all contracted revenue. Everything is sold out. You're muted.
Sorry, I said, yeah, I agree with you. And I think the broader market might be starting. I mean, look, if the market actually kind of comes back to, hey, things are not a bubble and NVIDIA is going to be fine, the stock's going back to 195 before the end of the year. And that would be exciting to see.
I could see that. I could
also see it staying stuck here because the market's still concerned, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I'm not.
And look, I'm okay with NVIDIA staying at 180 for the rest of the year. I don't care. I mean,
that was my target early in the year.
Yeah, I was 185. I would not be unhappy if I finished the year at 180. It's a great year, and it doesn't need to be 300 overnight. This is something where if you have conviction, let nature run its course. Yeah. And the cream will rise to the top, and NVIDIA is going to rise to the top.
Kathy bought 174,000 shares of Google today.
Like,
dude, why does she always buy it when, like, it's unbelievable how much.
Can we just say that I'm not going to say it. I shouldn't say it.
You don't have to be mean to her, but it baffles my mind how she buys these stocks when they run like this, knowing that, look, maybe Google's going to take a breather. It's had a great year. Maybe buying at 325 is not the best idea. Like, I don't.
This is what, all right, I'm going to rephrase what I was going to say too. For an actively traded ETF, they certainly have interesting timing.
Yes, I agree. And look, I'm cool with the Ark people. I'm cool with Nick, who does their fintech stuff. I think these guys are really smart, and the research is well grounded. It's just the timing sometimes is weird.
I mean,
like, why wouldn't they buy all that in Meta? And they bought some Meta today, but why wouldn't you double down on something that's deeply crushed versus something at all-time highs? It's at $4 trillion. You're going to top tick it today?
Look, I have no doubt that there's smart people that work there. There's a lot of smart people out there. I certainly don't understand their research around Zoom. And I certainly don't understand how they got to their numbers on Tesla, which have continuously been incorrect.
Now, if Google goes to 350,
it'll be really
hard, but we got to see end of year if that happens.
Yeah, I mean, look, Alphabet's a great company, and you know what? Maybe Alphabet's now trading at fair value because it sure as hell wasn't fair value when it was trading at 16, 17 times forward earnings.
Are you selling any of Google?
No.
Not even a little?
No.
Why not?
For a reason.
To make money? Like, what do you mean? What reason? To buy more cookies? Like,
I have enough cookies.
Cookies not going to buy themselves.
You're right, but my Visa card does.
Yeah, but you need to pay off
the Visa card. Thing. You know what I mean? What?
You need to pay off your Visa card.
It gets paid off.
So you need money to do that.
That's right.
So you might have to sell some stocks to do that.
No,
but you've held on to Google for what, like 10 years at this point?
A while. But for me, I think that my thesis is going to hold true for next year, that the large scale companies are just going to get bigger. And Matt's in the chat making fun of my Visa card. Yeah, it's everywhere I want to be. And a lot of small shops don't take Amex. But I think the large companies are going to scale. I don't think that you can compete with the large companies. And I think it's going to be a story of the large caps just get bigger. And when I say large caps, I'm saying the spectacular six.
But you had a price for NVIDIA to sell. So my question is, why don't you have a price for Google? Do you just think Google's a buy and hold forever?
Because I still think Alphabet's undervalued a little bit.
Okay. That's fair.
I mean, think about it. Waymo may not even be priced in. YouTube may not even be at fair value within the ecosystem. Android is still expanding. I mean, it's just the most perfect conglomerate that I've seen outside of Berkshire. And Berkshire is, I don't even know if you can call that perfect conglomerate. Like, for today's day and age, Alphabet is like the perfect company. They have all the world's data. They own the two largest search engines in the world. Their AI, think about this, they're training their AI based on all their data.
Well, the other, I mean, Berkshire bought in, so is it really time to sell now that Berkshire's in?
I mean, great timing for Berkshire.
Yeah.
They're another one. You know how I feel about Berkshire. I don't think anybody will ever build another Berkshire the way that Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger did from an operational standpoint with the number and the scale of companies, building out the insurance side, buying all these random companies from Fruit of the Loom to Duracell. I don't think anybody's ever going to do that. But their stock portfolio, I have questioned for a long time. And they bought a lot of things a long time ago, and they have missed the mark on so many things. So
Steve,
on that side,
if you could build a brand around something you like Buffett has, would you seriously take that opportunity up?
Yeah, why?
I'm just asking, if you had an opportunity to like make a brand like Fruit of the Loom and scale it to like the entire world, because the entire world needs like underwear, right?
Right. I mean, I would hope so.
Like that's where the real money, like owning these little stakes in NVIDIA, Google, but owning 50 to 70% of like your own brand, that's where you can make hundreds of millions, right?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm just saying that would be pretty cool if you ever want.
Listen, we'll see what happens.
Milk of the Loom.
That's awesome.
Dairy or Dairy Queen, yeah. Dude, I forgot Buffett owns Dairy Queen.
But I mean, you look at his stock portfolio, he had to have been, Carl Icahn had to talk him into buying Apple. He did not buy Amazon. Freaking who's the guy that's taking over? What's his name?
Greg Abel.
Abel probably bought Amazon. There's no way Buffett decided to buy Alphabet. That was probably somebody else. I mean, think about every big IT company that he has not bought over the past decade.
Dude, if he did, I mean, Berkshire would have compounded like 40% instead of 20%.
Do I think he's the best investor ever? No. Do I think he's one of the best businessmen ever? Absolutely. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who says he's not one of the Buffett deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of businessmen. There's no question.
Who's your 4 Mount Rushmore investors?
Investors?
Yeah, not business people, not CEOs, but investors.
I don't know.
Buffett and Drux are absolutely up there no matter what for me.
I've never thought of that before.
Buffett and Drux are up there. I can't put Ackman because he has a lot of years left to keep going.
I mean, my number one pick's got to be
Graham.
It's got to be Chamath, right?
Of course, we can't. Can't forget.
No. I don't know.
I don't know what two, but I know Buffett and Drux are up there.
I got somebody who you're probably not thinking of that maybe my number one, if not number one, number two. Peter Thiel.
See, the thing about Thiel is that he doesn't have the type of a documented track record like a Peter Lynch or a
doesn't matter.
But no, I agree.
Think about this.
But the public markets don't see him like that because he's a VC more than
right. But we're talking about investor. That can be anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Peter Thiel, he rewrote the book of how to use a freaking Roth IRA. Think about what he did with PayPal with the Roth IRA.
Oh, you're right, Luke. Founders Fund is incredible.
One of the early investors of almost every important company out there, from Meta to Palantir, and everything in between.
Peter Lynch might be on that Rushmore as well. I mean, I haven't studied him as deeply, but
I gotta tell you, how about this? And people are gonna get pissed off at this. Overrated. His whole idea doesn't hold up today.
Who, Peter Lynch?
Yeah.
By the way, Pelosi's
in my Mount Rushmore. Come on now. She beats every hedge fund. How could she not be?
No, I think his look. My Peter Lynch ultimate play was I use Robinhood every day. I'm going to buy Robinhood. I don't think the theory is dead that he's been preaching.
It certainly it doesn't work as well as it used to.
Wait, why? But like, why would it not work? Like at the end of the day, if you like a company and you use their product, if the product is viral enough, the company will grow, right? Like, I don't even think you can argue against that theory unless consumer brands die. Like Spotify is another perfect example. 6x in 5 years. Less than 5 years. It's at $80 in 2022. Right? Like why like how would that mentality not work today?
I think there's too many companies that get into trouble or don't do much just to say, okay, I eat at McDonald's all the time, I'm going to buy McDonald's type thing. I just think there's more to it these days than when that worked in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
So Ryan says Duolingo's used every day. How's your ETF working?
I will say, I got my number.
The worst stock in the history of the stock market. It doesn't count, dude.
So
stupid green
Peter
owl,
Thiel's my number one.
Fucking owl.
I got my number two. You ready?
What?
Sir Joseph Carlson.
Dude, that guy knows how to invest.
That guy knows how to invest.
He bottom ticked Netflix. Never take that away from him. You can never take. Dude, that is the best thing about getting a win under your belt is that no one can take it away from you. They can say whatever they want to say about you.
Out of everything you and I talk about, that's the one company we never talk about ever.
We've talked about it, but I've definitely dismissed it more often than not. But you've been more bullish on it. But like, look, once he got that win, and the cool thing about him getting that win is he went against Ackman because Ackman sold when he loaded up. And he ended up being a random YouTuber with a Patreon, got a 10x on Netflix, and Bill Ackman had to settle for his measly 3x on Google. I mean, that was pretty impressive, bro. Pretty impressive. So once you get a win and it's under your belt, now it's about getting the next one. But once you have one, no one can say shit.
I'm going to throw your buddy in there. And you know what? You know that I've said this before about him. I'm going to throw Chris Camillo in there, maybe not as my number two, but as my number four. Because he redefined social arbitrage and what he did with a very small amount of money, and just what he's done is more applicable to today's style of investing. And I'm going to throw him in as number four. So I got Thiel and Camillo right now.
I got Drux and Buffett. I got to think of the next two, but Drux, I have so much respect for Stanley Druckenmiller.
Yeah, I think I would throw Druckenmiller in there too. I mean, it's hard not to put him in there.
I have so much respect for how he built his fund, and he doesn't actively manage money like that anymore. But I mean, dude was averaging 30% a year in a very high. Dude, he was managing .com bubble, 2008 crisis, Greek currencies, Europe. Like, it's just so many things he navigated.
I mean, do we dare put Bobby Axelrod in there? Steve Cohen?
Oh, you know, I have not done enough research on Steve. I feel like he's the investor I don't know enough about. I know Point72, and I understand a little bit of it. I know he's the owner of the Mets and stuff, but I need to go deeper into who he is. Yeah, Jim Simons. That's another.
I mean, he's freaking no joke.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to narrow it down to four, but Buffett and Drux are.
It is hard. And look, a lot of people don't like Josh Brown. But I gotta tell you, he's been early on a lot of things, and he's been right on a lot of things. And the stuff he's been right on has been 5 to 10 X's.
Can you name what he's been right on in the past 5 years?
I mean, freaking Josh Brown's been in NVIDIA since like before Tanner.
Okay, besides NVIDIA, let's take out NVIDIA.
Netflix was in that very
early. But he sold Google, and I'm not discounting. I love Josh. I love listening to him. I'm just trying. I don't really know his winners. He sold Google at 150.
Did he? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he publicly was like Google's. He wasn't as like Google's dead, but he made it very clear to people he thinks ChatGPT is killing it, and everyone who said that, they were dead wrong. You know, so Netflix for Google to me is not a win. Also, he was not in Netflix from like 2010. Maybe he was, but
no. But I think he was in Netflix in 16 or 17.
2016, 2017.
I think so, because I remember him talking about it before the pandemic.
what's a name like recently that people can attach to him? I think Shake Shack is the one that he's been, which has done relatively
Shake
well.
Shack, he's been in for a long time.
Yeah, that stock is held up. It's had a bad year, but.
And I like Brown because he's a freaking Long Island guy.
I just like listening to it. If you ask me, out of all the people on CNBC, who do you like listening to? There's two people, Tom Lee and Josh Brown.
So I got a couple of people I like listening to on CNBC. Brown's up there. I like Joe Terranova. I like Stephanie Link. I think Stephanie Link is freaking genius.
I think she's smart. She's buying the shit out of Meta too right now.
She's freaking great. I try to watch all of her interviews, and I don't mind Farmer Jim.
Jim Lementhal?
Yeah.
Dude, I love that guy. I think Scott gives him such a hard time.
Such a hard time.
I'm just like, bro, stop being a dick. Like the guy can't say one thing without Scott being a dick.
Such a hard time.
But I love listening to Josh Brown. I do love the Compound and Friends. The one thing, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but on the Compound and Friends, Batnick and Brown cannot let a guest talk for more than 30 seconds. Like, it is almost insane. And it's not just me. In the comments of every video, they're like, guys, let the fucking guests just talk. Just let them talk. And so I think they're a little too like pushy when they're making their podcast. You can't hear the guest. But I love when they're just like riffing about topics because, there's a lot of data that they bring up.
Yeah, I'd like to. Those are two guys I would like to sit down and have a drink with. They only because them being Long Island guys, there's a lot of things just outside the market to talk about with them that I would like their perspectives on.
At least they don't say right every 5 seconds. Okay, fine, you got me there. Dude, the biggest interview of the year for me on the YouTube channel, Tom Lee, every 5 seconds, right? I let the guy talk, but then I kept inserting myself after every sentence he said.
So
I could have edited that too. I could have literally just edited all that out, and I fucking left it there.
One of my longtime friends was doing that to me on the phone. I just started saying left. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you're saying right every freaking 10 words. So every time you say right, I'm going to say freaking left. And he's like, I didn't even realize I was doing that. And then he calls me like 3 months later. And he said, I asked a couple of people I work with and they all say that I said right, like all the time. He's like, I have to change that.
Dude, you didn't make Tanner a mod on your channel?
I don't know.
Tanner says he's been asked to be a mod 100 times and you haven't.
Tanner's never once asked me shit.
You got to make him a mod, bro.
All right, we'll make Tanner a mod right now.
How do you leave Tanner out? That's kind of crazy, bro.
I mean,
a lot of people are mentioning Vinod Khosla. That's fair. I mean, he's and Don Valentine, OG VCs from Silicon Valley. So those are fair. Those are fair picks as well.
Tanner's now a moderator, by the way.
Masa, what about Masa-san? You think he's up there?
I mean, it's hard to say that he's not, but he's not my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I don't know if he's in my Mount Rushmore. I like him, though. I just don't know if he's my Mount Rushmore. Yeah,
I don't know. I got a lot of respect for Camilo. He's very forward thinking, and he's usually ahead of the curve. And all the things he gets into, I mean, the themes work. So I like it.
It is crazy, but like I just want everyone to realize, like, all of us went through some crazy emotions last week managing our own money. Think about these guys that manage tens of billions. The shit they have to just like the type of mental clarity you have to have on the weeks like we all had last week. It's great when everything's going up and you feel like you're on top of the world. When it feels like the bottom's falling out and you're managing other people's money and it's billions, like that shit's scary, dude.
I will tell you, that's why I never got into the business, because I had no interest in managing other people's money.
I mean, would I love a chance to put my name up there in the Rushmore and try? Yes. But I also think, my goodness, would I have to be at a point in life where I actually am ready to deal with it? And I don't think it's anytime soon. It is so, like, because I the emotions I felt last week, I mean, like, it's hard if you're managing other people's money, especially managing pension funds and people's retirements. Like, That's scary, dude. And you
I mean,
could easily have a really good life managing your own money, build up your own portfolio without that stress. Like that's also very possible.
yeah, I mean, I had a lot of offers when I was much, much, much younger, and I just had no interest in doing it. Um, I guess I don't know what it is, but I was not worried last week.
You were not what?
I was not worried last week. I didn't have any freaking emotions. That stuff doesn't get to me.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's different for different people, but I think it's just tough to see everyone's portfolio get chopped because a lot of us are in these high beta names, and we're heavily in them. I guess you're not balls deep into Robinhood or Rocket Lab,
Nope.
So for you, you're not going to.
I'm not into either of them.
Yeah, so. But if I was managing money would I be that deep into like a Rocket Lab? I don't know. Like it's like you start really caring about the multiples you pay when it's that type of money. But then again, if you want to make a name for yourself, you've got to take that risk and get a Rocket Lab at $20 so that you could ride it to 70. So it's a hard game, dude. I have so much respect for people that do it professionally and can win.
So I was talking to somebody who runs a fairly big business, multi-million-dollar business. They have a good amount of money, and they don't even know how to buy a stock. And they give money to their financial advisor that they've known since grade school, one of the guy's best friends. And I said, do you even know what you pay him? He's like, no. I'm like, do you even know what he has you in? He's like, no. I'm like, Jesus freaking Christ. I said, do me a favor. Text him and ask him what he charges you on an annual basis, and then go look at his statement or log in and just look at what he has you in. Like, I almost lost my shit the other night when I heard that.
I mean, dude, a lot of people don't know and they don't care.
But what I said to him is, I said, listen, if you tell me that you have a financial advisor that you're paying 2% a year and they are getting you 15 to 18% a year over a 10-year basis, cool. I'm good with that. They're earning their money, no problem. But if you're going to tell me you're paying somebody 2% and they have you in freaking QQQ and SPY, I got a problem with that because you could just put yourself in that. And not
do you have any money that's managed by other entities, or you manage all your money?
A little bit.
And do they deliver returns?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why it's worth for you paying a little bit to them.
It's a separate batch for a specific reason.
Dude, I'd be open to giving someone money if they can get me 20% a year. I mean, like I'd be open. I've never been asked from someone at like a mortgage.
And like you and I talked, and I showed you the message from my buddy, who I'm not going to say where he works, so please don't say it. But if I was to move money to one of the bigger firms, there would be some advantages for me.
Oh, there's always advantages. Dude, Triple V, he gets these he started emailing me. He gets these daily insights from the wealth management firm he's at because he's got a lot of money there. And so every day they're sending him these charts and these updates and all this shit. And he's like, do you want this every day? I was like, sure. So I'm getting these insights and I'm like, it looks like a lot of the shit I see on X. Like, it's not that different, to be honest.
I got to tell you, I stopped it. I used to get a lot of those insights you're talking about through one of my connections, and it all would get forwarded to me. After the first week, I was like, yeah, I don't have time to read this shit.
Yeah. No.
And X is so much, like, if you follow the right people on X, it's just so much better and more to the point of information that I'm interested in.
Yes. Yeah, it's like the democratization of information has become very real and now becomes a question of performance. Here's an interesting, do you have another topic, or I can say?
Do whatever you want.
Do you believe in this idea that people will eventually invest for a living and or use prediction markets for a living because AI will commoditize so many jobs and open up so many creative opportunities that people will have time to actually speculate more on markets or sports or whatever? And that's part of the reason why these prediction markets are growing so rapidly.
Well, first you got to have the money to be able to do that.
Sure. Let's assume that's at least somewhat in place.
So there's going to be a barrier of entry to that. And I gotta say, it's not a horrible idea, except for the fact that I don't know where we're going to be in the job market in 10 years from now. But I did see the news about the prediction markets today, and it's getting really freaking interesting.
Well, Robinhood just acquired a new liquidity provider, kind of like an exchange. I think they're trying to get off Call Sheet. Call Sheet just raised at 11 billion. Vlad's been talking about this idea of like work will turn into play in the future, kind of synonymous with Elon's whole idea of like jobs will be optional. And I think people are misunderstanding prediction markets. Everyone thinks it's like gambling or whatever, which is fine. You can have that perspective. I think Vlad is thinking, dude, the future of humanity is intrinsically going to be creative. And part of a creative career could be watching a basketball game, which seems like super fun, but also betting on it because you are forced for a living now to engage in creative pursuits. And you have this AI super assistant that's telling you everything about the players, the injury reports, et cetera, where you can make a reasonable decision on a team. It's still betting, it's still gambling, you could say, but it's more in tune with an educated hypothesis because that's where the world may be going. I think that's why he thinks prediction markets are going to be such a big source of truth over the next
But
decade.
the problem is you're going to need real serious UBI.
Okay, I don't know about that. I mean, we can get into that conversation, but
we don't have to. I'm just saying that there's no other way for that outcome to happen about work being optional unless there is flatline UBI. And then there's all nother sets of issues with that. But if everybody's getting UBI at the same rate, what happens with housing? There's just so many other things. But that's another rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's just like the internet opened up so many different careers that we didn't think would exist. Maybe from a financial perspective, Vlad is thinking speculation will become a career. And like, is that the healthiest career? Probably not. But if we have no jobs, people are going to do what they have to do, and they might turn to speculation as a form of income.
So Robinhood, I'm going to tell you what quarter they're going to blow out. Hold on. What are the dates? Okay. March 17th to the middle of April. So the tourney is back March 17th for March Madness. If he has all this prediction stuff in for college basketball by then, like for everything for the tourney, forget about it. They're going to clean up.
Dude, this is going to be $1 billion business in a couple of years. I really think so. I really do.
They're going to clean up. You know what? I'm going to run a free pool for fun, and I'm going to supply a prize for everybody that follows us. A March Madness pool. No money. It's free for everybody that follows us. I'm going to figure out a prize, and we're going to run a pool. I'm going to set it up on ESPN.
See, I couldn't even think of speculating on March Madness because I know nothing about it.
Yeah, but you got AI.
But see, that goes to my point. It's like,
goes to your point. You got AI. Now you're an expert. You just type in, build me my best first round picks. And then on individual games, am I taking Dayton or Crichton? Like,
I also think the hedging functionality of it matters. Like Doug bought the no on the December rate cut, which is trading at like 15 cents right now. And it's a decent hedge because if we actually don't get a cut, that contract goes up. Your portfolio will go down, right? But as a form of hedging, I think it's real.
I mean, we may have to do some streams for March Madness. Like, I cannot freaking wait. I'm so ready.
Someone says, Amit, generally, do you believe in this thesis because Robinhood released prediction markets? It seems like without that, no one would even be thinking of this stuff. Yeah, so the rate of growth on their prediction markets business model has got me really starting to think, why is Vlad so obsessed with this product? And why does he keep tweeting about it? And yes, like obviously they want to make money. I get it. But I think he's really, and he has a TED talk coming out soon about like investing in the age of AI. I think he's really thinking that if prediction markets are sources of truth and people are going to lose their jobs, They will inevitably turn to something more creative. And that creativity from a financial perspective might be manifested through something like prediction markets and investing.
While that may be true in the interim, it's going to be a huge moneymaker because prediction markets are much different than actually betting on the spread or the over-under the traditional way, because you get to see all the contracts and it move in real time, and it's gamified gambling. And you can do it. I know that you can do that somewhat degree the traditional way, but not like with prediction markets.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that all these sport books want to get into prediction markets as well, I was reading an article today that all of them are trying to get into the prediction markets because they see that's where the volume is going.
It's gamified.
Yeah. It's becoming much more gamified.
I mean, DraftKings is still down on the year 15%.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think Robinhood's just taking over, dude. Like when it comes to this market, Coinbase is going to get into it. Kraken, like it's becoming commoditized. And the volume is going towards easily trading a futures derivative contract on a yes or no outcome. I think DraftKings is just more complicated for a lot of people.
DraftKings is screwed, and I'll tell you why. And I have not got DraftKings is a company I wanted to own, and I just couldn't get bullish on them. They're not growing.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
The past 3 quarters, they're not freaking growing. And they're still losing money. Think about this. So their cost of revenue really isn't that crazy. Running their business is getting expensive. So their cost of revenue in the last quarter was $328 million, but their operating expenses was almost $1.1 billion. Think about, I mean, the amount that they're spending, and it's not even an R&D. It's mainly to acquire customers and just their.
They don't do it. These companies don't have. They're pretending to be tech companies. They don't have distribution. They don't have distribution. Like putting your freaking logo on a ESPN freaking talk show that no one cares about is not going to work. Like,
I agree.
I think Robinhood and Coinbase and Kalshi and Polymarket, they're going to win. By the way, gold, it's up 2%. Getting some moves after hours.
I mean, think about what UFC did. Think about what Dana White did with Kalshi. I mean, it's now going to be a live scoreboard on the Jumbotrons.
So is it crazy that we're just building a society of degenerates?
I mean, I would argue that it's always been a society of degenerates. It's just more public now.
No, but people would push back against that. Like, this is explicitly, you have a casino in your pocket at this point.
Dude, have you ever been to an OTB?
No.
Okay. Go visit one.
What's an OTV?
My head hurts.
What the fuck is an OTV?
Off-track betting.
Oh, OTB. I heard OTV.
OTB.
Okay, regardless, people did not have the power of betting on the weather or a basketball game in their phone for the past 10 years. The way that Kalshi has made it possible. That's different than 10 years ago. It's objectively. Like we are turning into a society of speculating. Like it's like
we've always been. I mean, maybe it's just more access now because of smartphones and Robinhood and all these apps. But people who wanted to gamble, there's been no shortage of ways to gamble.
No, but now, dude, like forget. Like I think people that don't care about gambling are introduced to this product because it's on their brokerage, and they're like, "Huh, let me try it." And they start getting into it. I don't know. I think the majority of people would not speculate, but it is growing more and more.
Oh, I can completely see it's growing. And I actually think I would rather utilize that than just straight bets unless I'm going to be doing parlays or something.
I agree. 100% agree.
And I find it more interesting because with the traditional way, you have to continuously look at the line to see how it's moving. This, you can see freaking every contract come in the same way if you want to watch an order book on level 2 trading, you can still do it. So I just think it's a better mousetrap at this rate.
Someone commented on my Robinhood post today. They were like, I'm going to be migrating my funds to a brokerage that is focused on investing and not gambling.
Okay, good for them.
I was just like, options are a pretty big gamble to me.
And
every brokerage,
those have been there for God knows how long.
A lot of brokerages like SoFi introduced crypto. Guess what? Bitcoin went from 125 to 80 in less than 3 weeks. That seems like a hell of a gamble. The virtue signaling on this stuff is
it's always crazy with that. Virtue signaling is always crazy.
Yeah, and I get you might not want to have your brokerage also offer you these products. And I think Robinhood should have something optional where you can just click something and then like it just disappears. But to say that every other brokerage is like interested in your best well-being, it's like, no, they didn't. Like,
no, they're not. They want you to buy options because that's where they make the money.
Yeah. They're not really caring about your sanctity of invest, because if you don't trade, if you don't buy individual stocks, they don't make any money.
I do think Robinhood is very interesting here, and when you compound that with the massive wealth transfer that's going to happen, I do think them and SoFi are very well positioned for the future. And Robinhood's margins are so good. If they can continue to keep these margins up with these growth rates, I think it's going to be a much bigger company in the future.
Yeah, same with SoFi. I think they should be able to grow very well, even if they don't get into prediction markets. They, the overall TAM.
And I got some gripes with the SoFi community. I mean, people acting like the sky is falling because it went from 32 to 25. It's like, we were at 950 in April. Like, stop your complaining, please.
Robinhood went from 150 to 104. So, like, SoFi has not experienced that type of volatility. I mean, the fact that it's holding 25, I think is reasonable. Very reasonable.
It's just
the fact that Robinhood is holding 120 is reasonable as well.
People need to take a step back, learn how to mitigate risk or deal with risk.
Also, we know Robinhood is going to go back to 150 one day. We know SoFi is going to be well above 32 one day. It's just a waiting game, and it's not in the market's interest right now to take those stocks to those levels. Same thing with NVIDIA. Like, it will happen, but the consolidation is not unhealthy here.
If you have a 2-year time frame and you bought SoFi at 10 and it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, and in a year from now it's at 40, and a year and a half from now it's at 15, and then 2 years from now it's at 45. At the end of the day, does it freaking matter? No. Just don't. People drive themselves crazy for no reason.
Yeah, I agree. So, what are we eating for Thanksgiving? Actually, better question. Yeah. Let's do this in the chat. Okay. Yeah. It's our last stream for the week. What are you thankful for? Don't say I don't care. We need some real answers. Name 3 things. 3 things you're thankful for in life.
So the one thing that I'm truly thankful for, I cannot say on air.
Well, like your favorite.
And there's one person that's watching that knows exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
Other than that, nothing.
So name another 3. Name 3 other things. 3 separate things you can talk about. I'm thankful for Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm very thankful. He is one of the greatest actors of all time, quite frankly.
Dude.
Can you believe people don't know who Daniel Day-Lewis? I do. Gangs in New York. Fucking classic, dude. Have you watched that, Steve?
I've never heard of it.
Okay, see, you give me shit about. You need to watch that movie, dude.
I've never heard of Gangs of New York. It must be new.
2002, Leo.
Must be a new movie. I mean, was Leo in it?
Well, Leo doesn't matter. Daniel Day-Lewis is what matters.
Yeah, of course I've seen Gangs of New York.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Anyway, 3 things you're thankful for. I'm thankful for
Fed starting to cut.
What?
The Fed starting to cut.
Maybe. We don't even know if that's going to happen. Okay. That's definitely important. I mean, I'll go first. I'm thankful for this community. Obviously, just being able to express ideas and interact with everybody. That's definitely important. By the way, New York meetup looks like it's happening. Steve,
When is it?
Most likely January 25th.
What day of the week?
Sunday. So book out your Sunday because you're going to be there. And
125.
Yeah, we'll get to start off the new year with that meetup. I'm meeting with my new manager, I guess, next week and like officially.
You realize that's playoffs, right?
Playoffs for what? For football?
Yeah.
So what?
That could be the AFC and NFC championships that weekend.
That's a fair point. Maybe.
Hold on. Let's see. Or that could be the bye week. Hold on. Date. Yeah. It was January 26th last year was the AFC championship.
You think it's that big of a deal that we should move the meetup a week later?
There's a bye week between the championships and the Super Bowl. I would do it on the bye week. That's just me.
That's probably a good point, dude.
I mean, you're doing it in New York. New York is a big football city, even though the New York football teams suck.
Everyone's like, why? New York won't be playing?
Hey, Buffalo may be in it. Don't sleep on Buffalo.
Dude, I didn't even think of that. This is why, I'm thankful for our friendship because you can tell me about this shit. So now I might delay it a week so that we don't interfere with the AFC stuff. But the point is, I'm very grateful for the community, and I think we'll be able to do a meetup to start off the new year, and it should be fun.
Hold on. I'm getting a calendar out right now. Yeah, so February 1st is a Sunday, and that's a bye week because the Super Bowl is on the 8th. So I would do it on the 1st if you're not dead set on the 25th.
No, I'm not dead set.
Yeah, I mean, move it 1 week for the bye week. Do it on the 1st.
Okay, well, you have to be there.
Unless you just want to pick a place that has a lot of TVs, then people just watch the games wherever we are.
No. The whole point is to interact in real life with people.
All right. Well, you can react. You know what? Do it on the 25th so you can interact with the prediction markets live for everybody.
Dude, those days are going to be crazy for prediction markets. It's going to be massive amounts of betting. But yeah, look, I would just say I'm grateful this year for the community, grateful for the opportunities I've been able to take advantage of. A lot of that was because of really good people in my life. So just like very grateful for those people that helped me get those opportunities. I don't know. Then I would just say I'm grateful for the nature of these markets. I know it's not been like 30-40% crazy S&P 500 returns, but we're inching towards 20%. Like that has led to Robinhood going up so much and Palantir and NVIDIA. Like if we didn't have the markets we had this year, and hopefully that rate cut takes us further, like it would be like if we just had a bear market year, it would suck. So I am grateful that earnings and companies have executed and the economy has held up. Yes, grateful for Tom Lee. Now, if you're a BM&R bag holder, you might not be that grateful, and which I am, but I still love Tom. So, also, dude, when he comes back and Ethereum's at freaking 10,000 and he gets to tell everybody, I told you so, it'll be epic. Just might take some time.
Yeah, I don't think the investment thesis on Ethereum is broken by any means.
Yeah.
I was looking into it more the other day, and look, I bought more BM&R at $25.50.
I bought it at 32. I was like, all right, we're done. Like the 30s are enough. And then,
like it's all good. But that's the thing. I've been in these situations before. It's all good.
Yeah. And look, the Google folks, my pick of the year for Mag 7s, because I guess just the culture, the style of investing that I'm in is I solidify. And I think next year I want to diversify more, but the past couple of years have been solidified. The pick I had was NVIDIA. I did not pick Google. I did not pick Amazon. I picked NVIDIA. So I just didn't have the disposable capital to go heavy into Google. And I bought a little bit of Google calls, but it was nothing like a lot of other people. The people that loaded up on Google and it stayed flat for basically 8 months and they just held on, they deserve all the gains, all of it. Because it's not easy to be like 40, 50% of your port in Google, right? Even like 10 or 20%, and see NVIDIA get to 190, Palantir's going to 185, and just feel like, what did I do buying freaking Google? But now it's at 300.
But that's another reason why you do your research and you make investment decisions based on research rather than just momentum. And people who were buying Alphabet knew what they were buying and they had conviction and they held it and they were rewarded. I mean, with the profitability it did not make sense being where it was. And it goes back to good luck betting against a company that's got $100 billion in cash on hand, generating $100 billion in profit, that owns all the assets they own. Like at some point, the market's going to turn on that.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I'm grateful for my family as well. I feel like that goes without saying. Like,
yeah, that should go without saying for everybody.
For most people, I mean, pretty much every. Like, grateful for your family is, a very. I mean, I've been visiting my parents every week. Even today, I went to get something from my hometown, and it was so funny because my mom's been home over the past couple of days because like her school where she works at, they just take the whole week off for Thanksgiving. So I had to get something near our house because I needed to, because my cousin's come over. I had to get something, so I had to drive back there. And so I opened the door. I'm thinking she's in the basement, and I was gonna go scare her because like she's alone in the house. And I opened the door, and she's just staring at the door. She's like, "Who the hell could be opening the door?" And I busted, and she's like, "Yo, you scared the shit out of me," and it was hilarious. But she was also just like happy that I just stopped by to say hi, So I'm very, very grateful for my family.
I'm grateful that Tanner's taking his health so seriously and he's sauning every night and he's doing the red light therapy and, getting after it.
Yeah, I talked about this last week on my future show, but I've started to like fall in love with running again. Dude, like a month ago, I went to the gym, I got on the treadmill. I couldn't run for like more than 15 minutes. Like it was bad, dude. I'm like, dude, I can't. And I used to run almost 40 minutes on like speed 7 with no stops a year and a half ago. And so over the past couple of weeks, just building up my stamina, like now it's like, you're getting up to the point where you can do 30, 35 minutes and then you can start walking. And then, so I am.
I thought you started playing basketball again.
Yeah, basketball. I've been playing basketball more. 2026, one of my number one goals is to, and I know everyone say this, but take my health seriously. That was my goal for 2025. That did not work out just for whatever reasons, but that's something that next year I really, at this point, 28 years old, you just cannot delay the inevitable transformation of really taking your health seriously. So that is, let's ask that. What's a resolution that people have for next year? What's a New Year's resolution that you have?
I don't know.
All right, health is a big one for me. I told you this on the phone the other day, but I want to start having a bit more of a social life because the past 5 years have been.
You're not allowed to have a social life.
Dude, someone was saying, like, why don't you start? Who said it? Jason was like, oh, you can start traveling. I was like, dude, I can't travel. If I travel, I miss the show. Maybe you could travel for a day or two, but if I want to go take a week in Europe or in Thailand, like the show's done. Like there's no way I can do the show. Maybe I can make a market open. And
you can start a travel channel.
No, I don't want to start a travel. I don't want to vlog my life. I want to actually enjoy my life if I travel, not freaking vlog it.
I got to tell you, I was watching YouTube earlier and there's this channel because I watch all this food stuff. This random guy, I forget his name, just eats at steakhouses and just freaking vlogs while he's eating steak.
Dude, I follow a few of these food tubers and they just go across. There's this one guy, I forgot his name, but he was in Japan, ironically, over the past couple of weeks. And he's trying all these Japanese, and I'm just staring at these videos because it's just really entertaining to watch someone eat all this like crazy food. But I don't know if I could ever do that. I don't know if I could ever be like a food traveling content creator. But I do want to have more of a social life next year. I think the thing about engaging in a creative career is the anxiety of losing the momentum you've built up is very real. It's not a traditional 9 to 5 where you're guaranteed, you have health, you have benefits, you have all this shit. And you could always get fired from your job, but if you've built up a decent level of rapport at your job, you have some level of job security. With content creation, I mean, there's nothing that's guaranteed in terms of security. So you have to fight for every bit of audience and momentum and opportunities that you're getting every single day, which means you say yes to everything, which is what I've been doing for the past 4 years, saying yes to everything.
Oh, and I will say this. I mean, the community is probably the best community out there.
Yes. Part of the reason I started the meetups this year is because I wanted to solidify the community in person. I got to meet so many awesome people, and now I have lifelong friends from this, but you had to put in the work to even do those meetups and consistently stream every day for people to feel some connection, to want to show up to a meetup. And it's just a lot of work.
I will be at the New York meetup.
Dude, you are going to have a mob surrounded by you. Steve is going to have 50 people waiting to talk to him in a line.
The question is, where are we doing it?
Oh, I'll tell you the location. I mean, I'll send you the...
Oh, you already have it? Nice.
Dude, this new manager I got, she's freaking hustling.
Good.
She's legit, dude.
And I swear to God, please, for the love of God, do not get me an Apple sock as a joke.
I was at the Apple store the other day to get my sister the iPhone. I was this close to buying.
Dude,
I was that
close. Somebody who, I got to tell everybody this, for somebody who talks so much shit about Apple, you're their number one customer.
First of all, you've started talking more shit about Apple.
I have started talking shit about Apple, absolutely. But I am just a newcomer to talking shit about Apple. You were talking shit about Apple when I was bullish at Apple.
That's true.
And you are their number one customer.
Dude, I was really close to. I was actually, so Steve and I are getting dinner tomorrow in New York. I was going to give you a Christmas gift tomorrow. And I really thought, should I actually do this even for a joke? And I was like, he's not going to be happy. So I'm like, let me just not buy it. But I actually
said that there's a 50% chance you're going to get that and use it tomorrow night.
I was so close I was at the Apple store 2 days ago. I was going to do it. And I said no.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you came into the city early, you went to the Apple store on Fifth Ave, and then went down to where we're going.
I wasn't thinking about it, but now that you put that idea, I mean, I've been to that. I was there in the summer to buy a new phone. I know that Apple store.
That store is freaking great, by the way.
Dude, 2 floors. It's crazy.
It's incredible. The one at Grand Central is so weird. Have you ever been to the Apple store at Grand Central?
No. They have one at Grand Central. That's in the...
It's not even a store. It's just in an open area. It's so freaking weird.
No, I've never seen that. Never.
Freaking Apple. Freaking Apple. So what are you getting tomorrow night?
I've turned into a medium guy instead of medium well.
Look, whoa, we have some progress here.
We have some progress here. I'm not doing medium rare.
Okay.
And then, dude, there's a Brazilian spot near me I went to on Friday. My God, have you ever had Brazilian steak?
People love it. It's becoming a big thing. There is a place kind of near me that I want to go to. I just haven't freaking gone yet.
Dude, Brazilian steak. I mean, it's some of the best steak I've ever had. It's not like a traditional, a Peter Luger's type of steak or a Ben and Jack's type of steak, but the way that it was just phenomenal, dude. It was one of the best steaks I've ever had. So,
well, tomorrow's going to be good. I mean, if it's anything like the one that I normally go to in Hell's Kitchen, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I usually do mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and steak. That's my go-to.
I eat steak. It's going to be how many desserts again? 2?
I mean, Triple B, we might as well. Dude, last time Tanner and I were at dinner with him in Vegas. Tanner, dude, we were all what? We were we passed around the dessert menu, and his wife is like, Let's just order everything. And these people, they bring us, we felt like the Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone 2, where he just had all the dessert, and we're just like, and
can I tell you, before I die, I'm going to stay at the Plaza Hotel and I'm going to order that damn Home Alone sundae and eat the whole fucking thing.
I need to do that.
I need to do that. Like that. I'm going to do that at some point.
Dude, but this is my thing. I was saying this in the morning. Like when you're at when I go to a buffet, I don't enjoy it because there's too much food. There's too many options. It's just like psychologically, it's weird. I didn't enjoy any of the dessert that night because we ordered everything. So I'm just looking at all the dessert. I'm like, I don't even know how to like.
I mean,
but if you have one or two, it's different.
I'm with you. I normally don't like buffets. I will tell you that I went to the buffet at Caesars in Vegas. It's the biggest buffet in the country, I think. I've never seen anything like that. It was crazy. Crazy.
I forgot where we went. I forgot the name of the hotel, but it's not Caesars. I think it was Bellagio, I think.
Bellagio's right next door, yeah.
Yeah, it was good steak, but it was just a lot of dessert. But yeah, I'm not a fan of buffets, dude. I like one meal and like eating that meal, not having so many options. Yeah, grilled asparagus. I love that as well. Oh, the Wynn. Yeah, Tanner's right. It's the Wynn. Sorry, it was the Wynn.
The Wynn supposedly has great restaurants. Never been there.
Yeah, it was Delilah at the Wynn.
Sounds familiar. I've never been there though. I feel like I've heard people talk about it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm excited. I found a parking garage right around the corner.
Dude, I told Steve, just freaking Uber. Like,
not Uber.
He was like, I'm not going to pay for an Uber. I'm like, bro, you're rich. You can pay for a freaking Uber. Like, it's not that serious.
I'm not paying for an Uber, having to pay for the tolls on top of the Uber. I'm not doing it. It's an easy drive.
It's not an easy drive.
It's an easy drive.
Well, okay, technically, you're right. But the parking's not as easy.
Yeah,
if you're paying $25, dude, you're paying $25 for parking.
So
you're paying
what?
half the Uber. You're paying half the Uber for all this freaking, like, dude, like, why?
I have no interest in getting in a freaking Uber. I don't need somebody driving me around.
When's the last time you've been in an Uber? I don't know. Are you just against like ride hailing? Is that your thing?
No, I don't know if they're drinking. I don't know if they're a good driver. Like, I'm not getting.
Oh my god, that's your. This is the. That's your. You get a 5-star rating. You're worried about the guys drunk in the Uber? Really?
Listen, tomorrow night's not the best night to be on the freaking roads.
I've never had those concerns.
Tomorrow night is amateur hour. Tomorrow night is Thanksgiving Eve. That's when everybody goes out drinking. Just thank God while we're finishing dinner, everybody will be getting plowed and there will be nobody on the roads.
I still don't think that's enough of a reason to be scared of an Uber. But I get it. You drive everywhere, so like you don't.
I drive everywhere.
It's a generational thing. Like I think my generation just is so much more accustomed to calling a ride hail.
Yeah, I don't want to get in a freaking Uber with other people. I have no interest.
Yeah, see, again, I have zero concern of, like, I just don't care. I think a lot of people in my generation, like, we don't care. Like, we're just whatever. That's why.
What am I going to do if I want to honk at someone?
See, that's the other reason. Your road rage cannot be executed. That's why he hates Grab. No, now I know. Dude, this guy's just a bear on ride hailing. It's been freaking, the Grab's down from $6. You could put freaking $5,000 in and buy 1,000 shares. Nope, he's anti ride hailing. That is his thing. You just hate, that's why you hate Robotaxi so much. You hate the whole thesis.
No. Okay, because robo-taxis would mean we get full self-driving, which I want, because then I can just freaking nap.
I find it hard to believe if you can't trust a 5-star rated Uber driver, you're going to trust a robo-taxi.
No, I'm not going to trust a robo-taxi. I'm going to trust my own Tesla that's going to drive me around.
Yeah, no, you're still trusting. the
Yeah,
AI.
that's fine.
I don't know. If you can't trust another human, I don't know if you're going to trust the computer.
Dude, I'm so ready for full self-driving cars. So ready.
You say that, but I don't.
No, I really am. Think about it. If my vehicle is going to drive me to and from the office, that's an extra 40 minutes in the morning I can sleep. And then in the afternoon, another 40 minutes I can do emails.
But I don't think we're there yet. It's going to take a couple of years.
Yeah, it's going to be a couple of years.
That's fair.
It's going to take a couple of years. But I mean, I'm ready for it. And look, I want Teslas to succeed because I will go get a Tesla once that's real.
Well, it's getting more real by the day as I use my Tesla.
You know, I was listening to Elon speak. Look, I'm excited for all the things he's trying to do. It just can't come quick enough.
Yeah.
And that could be the company I'm overlooking.
Tesla? Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, Tesla could be the one that I'm really overlooking at this point.
Dude, what if next year is the year of Tesla? What if Tesla gets like 700 or something? It just completely explodes.
You know what I was thinking? What are you doing for New Year's Eve? Are you going out?
I have no idea yet.
I want to do a family. I want to do a New Year's Eve stream.
Well, a prediction stream?
Just in general, just a New Year's Eve stream. Stocks, what we think is going to happen for the year, full predictions, what we're looking at, just like really nerd out.
It'll be a good idea. I don't know if I could do on New Year's Eve, but we should definitely do it. I did a New Year's Eve stream last time. Yeah, I did it on last year.
That's the difference between Amit and myself. Amit has a life.
No, I don't have a life. I just might have some. But I'm trying to have more of a life.
Right.
So, but it might just be a family thing. That's why I might not be able to. But
okay. Well, I will be doing a New Year's Eve stream regardless.
If I'm free, I will be joining you 100%.
I will be, for all the people that are not going out on New Year's Eve, I will be doing a New Year's Eve stream about stocks. There's no question about that.
Dude, to be honest, a lot of people stay home on New Year's Eve. I mean,
it's amateur hour. Going out on New Year's Eve sucks.
Yeah, dude, I'm not like when I mean I want to have more of a social life, I don't mean I want to go to the clubs and party. I don't like that shit. I don't care. I'm just talking about having a friend circle that's not solely rooted in the investment community, going out and doing different events and things, but just not like, being at a bar. Like, I don't like.
I told you what to do.
No, Steve had a good idea. Steve told me to join a golf club.
I told Amit to start playing golf and go join a country club.
And I think it's actually a decent idea when he described it to me, because there's a lot of different opportunities that come with socializing in those types of environments. Now, I don't know anything about golf, but it would be kind of fun to I feel like it's such a bougie sport. Like, and I've been a basketball guy, so I'm open to learning it. But the country club aspect to it makes it more fun, in my opinion.
We're putting a poll out right now. Should Amit start playing golf and join a country club?
You convinced me on the idea a couple of days ago. I mean, I think it's
there's a lot of reasons why you should, and there's a lot of benefits to you doing it.
But I'm saying, like, I'm not the type of guy that wants to go to a club and get wasted. Like, I've done that before, did that a lot in college. Like, that's just not what I'm trying to do. But I am trying to explore different elements of having a social life.
How about going and playing pickleball?
Dude, there was someone at the Miami meetup. Shout out to Audrey. She suggested pickleball is a really good sport to get into. So maybe I'll get into that as well.
I mean, I know a bunch. So crazy story. My neighbors, I went downstairs to throw something out. I bring a bunch of boxes down, and freaking elevator stops on the first floor. It's 1 a.m. Not on the weekend, like during the freaking week. I don't remember what night it was. My neighbors get on the freaking elevator. I'm like, the hell are you two doing? They just got back from playing pickleball 1 a.m. Like, oh yeah, we just want to play pickleball, went out to eat afterwards.
Dude, it's a legit thing. People freaking enjoy pickleball. Like it's a legit thing that people like to do and play.
Dude, pickleball is taking the freak over. It's crazy.
Tanner says it's like the only sport I play these days.
It would be the only sport Tanner plays.
I didn't know Tanner plays pickleball. I actually didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I was just going to say, I do think that you should start playing golf, and it looks like 60% of the people who have voted agree.
I want to do a lot of different things next year in regards to socializing. And as you get older, you have to actively put yourself out there. Like it's just like you're building a brand, starting a business when you're super young. Like you have to go fucking figure it out. Like you have to just go throw yourself out into the world and see what happens. And life will have its ups and downs, but like once you catch that little bit of momentum, then you got to stomp on it and just not let it go. And I think that's what life has been like for the past 5 years. I think for socializing, it's the same thing. You've got to put yourself in the position to make friends and meet people and all this stuff. And then you need to nurture those relationships if you actually, meet people you care about. And that is a big part of my goal for 2026. Now, there are some professional goals I have for next year as well. But that stuff, we'll talk about when we get into next year.
Well, the upsides to you starting to play golf, not golf, is 1, you'll be outside. 2, you can do it in between shows and on the weekends. 3, you'll meet a lot of people. 4, if you're at the club for a couple of years, you'll form long-lasting relationships, and you may even start traveling and going on golf trips and doing a lot of things at the club. So it is something that would benefit you greatly in a lot of ways, especially with networking, business, all that type of stuff.
That's the other reason the people at a country club are more business oriented. And so although I want to expand my social circle, I still want to be able to talk to them about the things that
kill 2 birds with 1 stone with this.
Yeah. Because if you can talk to people that are in the world of business, but in a social activity, like it's more fun than not talking.
And it becomes somewhere you can take people also.
Yes, that's also true.
Like there's a lot of upside to it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like let's say I meet a friend tomorrow, and they don't care about anything that I care about, stock market, business, technology. Like, what do you reasonably I'm not a sports junkie. I'm not a food junkie, and I don't know how much you can talk about food. But what do you talk? If you meet a brand new friend that you have no prior relationship with and you have nothing in common, how do you nurture that relationship? How do you develop it? I mean, movies, no one can keep up with my commentary on movies, so I wouldn't.
No, I mean, man, Gangs of New York. Come on now.
I think it's been. I think it's been one of those. It's one of those things where if you try to reasonably have a conversation with someone, you got to have some things in common, And that's why we get along. We both know movies so well. So.
And think about this: you could start a whole brand new channel about you learning how to play golf.
No, I'm not doing that, dude.
Look at the Shambo. Look how big his channel's got.
Dude, if I do something like that, I don't want any social. I know I started a new Instagram, but I'm hating that app so much. I'm tired of seeing other people's life in the form that Instagram presents it. And I feel like I should post on it, but then again, I hate it. So no, I would not want to show any of it. I would just want to live it. Because whenever you start making content about a journey, it becomes like a business. It becomes like a brand. It's not fun anymore at the same level that.
I have a theory, though. A lot of people that post on Instagram just aren't really happy.
Yeah, I think the people that are posting stories all day, especially that live in corporate America, and they're posting their happy hour at 5:45. I think I agree with you. I think they're trying to get external validation from other people that look at me, I'm at the bar getting a drink. It's like, who the fuck, like,
Exactly. Who cares?
and why do you need to post that to get validation? Like, are you that, like, if you're an influencer, it's different. Like, I'm on Twitter, I'm posting the news, I'm growing my brand. Like, that's a different story. But like, if you're literally having to post to your 500 followers from high school that you're getting a drink at the bar, like, where the fuck did your life go? That's what you're doing? Like, broadcasting to the world that you're at happy hour?
I love the people that take pictures of all the freaking all the food they order at restaurants. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think it's purely for validation. It's for people that, if you're not building a brand on social media, you're either consuming or you're creating. And I'm both. Obviously, I'm a creator. You've now become a major creator, and I consume a ton of content. But if you're a creator, if you're not a creator and you're just someone who's casually posting this shit, why are you doing it? Like, genuinely, why are you doing it? There's only one answer. It's to, like, you're not reaching millions of people if you're not taking it seriously. And if you're not growing your account because you don't care about growing it, then what's the point? It's like, you want your friends from college to see that you went out on a Thursday? Like what's the point?
Doesn't make any sense to me.
What's the fucking point? Like, really, like, I've started because I started this Instagram, like, maybe I should post some Instagram stories. And now if I would be doing it, it would be to give the audience I built on Twitter and YouTube a little bit more behind the scenes of my life. So like the connection with the audience would be the reason I would do it. But that would be the only reason. Because what else do I have to, like, oh, I got Starbucks this morning. Here's my Starbucks. Like who the fuck cares? Like, why did me and Steve were talking about this the other day, and I think he's so
I gotta
right.
tell you. So normally I get my Starbucks in the morning and I drive into work, and on Sunday I ended up going live, and in the afternoon, impromptu, Sunday coffee and stocks. And I enjoyed a cup of coffee for the first time in so long, just not thinking about work or all that stuff or paying attention to driving, just drinking my coffee and interacting with the chat and talking about stocks. It was so freaking relaxing. Oh my God. Coffee is so good.
But you turned that experience into something that would be what people can consume in terms of this show. And it was productive for you because you're creating more content as you're drinking this coffee. If you're a coffee influencer, it makes sense to post about coffee. If you're just a random person posting coffee, which I used to do this, by the way, 10 years ago. And then I think I woke up one day and I was like, why does the world care about my breakfast? Oh, they don't. Okay, so then am I wasting time showing the world that I went out for brunch with my friends? Like, yeah, you probably are. But like, isn't that the point of social media, to interact with your? It's like, yeah, it is. But then you just have this moment where you wake up and you're like, why am I showing this? Like, what whose acceptance do I need to show people that I went out to have brunch?
It doesn't make sense. It truly doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people are trying to use it as a form of some type of social acceptance, and I don't know. Or maybe it's just fun for some people. That's fine too, but it's hard to be super excited about it.
I guess we got to figure out what we are looking at next year. I got to come up with something different than the big just get bigger, even though I really do believe that's going to happen.
Dude, if we have Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon trading at these depressed valuations going into next year, I mean, I think this trade might just be long on those three, right?
I do think energy is going to, pipelines will do something, but I mean, nobody cares about pipelines. They're not going to catch a bid. I mean, I just did an article on Energy Transfer, and I came up with a fair value 1951. Like, it's not, and it's trading at 16 something. It's just, there's not a lot of alpha in them. They're just income plays. Now, maybe they get re-rated, and if the sector gets re-rated, it's a different story. But at this point, it's not just one company. It's all of them that are just trading at depressed valuations.
Okay, so then those are the three we go long on: Meta, Microsoft, Amazon. right? Like that you don't have to be fancy about it. Going into
No, I mean, listen, you could do a lot worse. If you had picked 3 stocks, if you came to me and said, listen, I'm going to pick 3 stocks, and I'm picking Microsoft, Amazon, and Alphabet, and I'm just going to go a third, a third, a third. While I would think you're crazy for doing that, you could pick 3 worse stocks. Like, that's a pretty solid portfolio. And I get it. Freaking 2021, 2022 can happen again. Sure. But I would also like to assume you're not just investing for 6 months or a year. Like, those companies are going to be around for the next 10 or 20 years. Like, they're going to keep growing. And Microsoft could be the most complete company there is.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be that complicated. I think it's just those 3. Like, I'm thinking of 2026 as well, and there are some other picks that I'm looking at, but Meta and Amazon really, I think, are the big ones. Like, Amazon's going 300. I don't know when, but it's going 300.
Look, I have the most simplistic view on Amazon. If it's the first $1 trillion revenue company, they're an 11.2% margin. If they can get to an 18 to 20% margin, that becomes 180 to 200 billion of operating income. That's more operating income than any company generates today. And you have companies between 4 to 5 trillion right now. Amazon's not even at 3 trillion. So if they can do 180 billion in operating income, there's no reason they can't be a $6 or $7 trillion company. It's like such an easy freaking statement. Now, if it plays out, who's to say it's going to play out? I don't know if they can get to that margin, but a lot of analysts do believe 2029 they're going to hit the $1 trillion mark. And when you look at their year-over-year growth, they are trending that way. So now the question is, over the next 3 years or over the next 4 fiscal years, can they utilize robotics and AI enough to increase their margins to 18 to 20%?
Right. I mean, they probably will.
But and if they do, think about the narrative from not just being the first $1 trillion company, but now all the freaking cash flow they're generating from it.
Yeah, like if the robotics inflection on margins is 2028, but you start to see the beginning of it in 26, the stock's going higher.
Yes.
It's just that simple. And now that AWS are accelerated, I feel like Amazon's a no-brainer. Really is a no. Like tariffs, that's the bear case. Like if the consumer dies, if the consumer sentiment dies out, then all right, everything dies out, right?
Well, but here's my thing. Why would tariffs be a freaking bear case for Amazon, but not freaking Costco when Costco's got a 2.97% profit margin? It's like, who are we kidding?
I agree.
Who are we kidding?
Amazon's a really easy bet next year. Like, and I think it's actually like Meta has more upside, but it's actually easier than Meta. Because the problem with Meta is still, I think the street is worried. They don't know what the CapEx is going to deliver in terms of an ROI.
And we know we're going to get growth in cloud.
And we know we're going to get growth in cloud. So I feel like Amazon risk reward adjusted is less risky. Meta has way more upside. But I think both are good next year.
100%.
Microsoft, I feel like Microsoft will grow, but could Microsoft be a dud next year as well? Like,
yes, it can be a dud. But they're projected to have more EPS growth than Amazon over the next 2 years.
Than Amazon over the next... Really?
Yep. And they're trading at a lower valuation.
I did not know that.
Let me show you. Yeah, I mean, look, they're also, to me, the most complete company because nobody sends me Google Sheets. Everything I get is stuff from the Microsoft environment. And Microsoft has everything from Windows operating system to the Office suite to Azure to SharePoint. I mean, there's so many verticals from a business aspect with Microsoft. LinkedIn, which is huge, even though people want to shit on it. Gaming, there's just so many verticals that they have their tentacles into. It's nuts. All right.
Yeah, and it's discounted because of I think some of the cloud open AI concerns, but that's not a good enough reason right now.
That's definitely not a good enough reason. So Microsoft is at 21.5 times 2027 earnings, whereas Amazon's at 24.1. And they have a little bit more growth on the horizon than Amazon. I mean, look, is this an expensive market when Microsoft and Amazon are trading at less than 25 times forward? No, it's not. I don't know what everybody's so worried about.
I really think those three should be the easiest longs of next year. They're not going to be so asymmetric like a Zeta that might explode to like $40, but the risk is not as aggressive either.
I mean, look at Costco coming back to reality a little bit. They were over 1,100 at one point. They're under 900 right now. It needs to keep going.
I didn't know they were under 900.
Yeah. Maybe Steve's not so crazy.
Dude, NVIDIA's trading at under 40 times now. That's wild.
I know.
It was at 56 times.
And look at the EPS. Oh, my God. Hold on. So they were at 943 for forward EPS. The street took them up. The street has them at 951 right now.
Really?
Yeah. And this number, the street took it up to 745. And this is now 468. It's now cheaper than Meta on a forward basis.
Well, I feel like Mag 7 next year, unless we get some recession, like Mag 7 should be fine next year. It really should be.
Spectacular 6.
What, you exclude Apple?
Tesla.
For all the shit you talk about Apple, you're going to leave Apple in the 6?
Well, Tesla's trading at 128 times forward. It's hard to leave them in.
Apple's making socks.
You're right. Apple is making freaking socks.
Dude, give me Tesla in that 6 over Apple any day of the week.
How about Apple just buy Tesla and let Elon take you over, please? I'm sure he can fit into his schedule.
They had a shot. They almost did it. Tim Cook didn't pick up the phone.
I wouldn't mind an alternate universe where we see what that would have been, where Elon taking over Apple in like 2018.
Dude, the amount of timelines that would have changed in the overall investing.
Forget it.
Because eventually Elon was going to go off the rails. He was going to go super, Elon. I mean, he basically became very right wing over the past couple of years. Like, obviously, he's going to, and Apple's not political. So, I mean, I think they would have fired him, or they would have tried to do something. Like, there's no way they would have the iPhone associated with this guy who is publicly endorsing Trump or publicly endorsing any candidate, right? Like, Apple just tries to stay out of it. So,
I mean, the one thing I didn't understand is, how do you not invite Tesla to an EV summit? It was the biggest EV company.
They messed up with that.
Just don't understand it. But yes, Meta and NVIDIA look very, very cheap. And I think Amazon and Microsoft look very cheap. Even Alphabet, after this run, is still trading at a lower valuation than Apple, which to me doesn't make sense.
I agree with you. Doesn't make sense to me either. I agree. I think that could be the trade for 2026. Literally just go long those 3 names.
No, we'll do some work on it. Let's get through some of these super chats. Thank you very much for everybody who's here, and thank you for everybody for the super chats. Do you think the people who missed NVIDIA or who have been wrong for a while are just jumping on any narrative to see it drop? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Dougie, thank you for the 5 memberships. Appreciate it. Thanks, Edge, for becoming a member. Chef Mike, good evening, gents. Don't wait on Tesla. We'll be one of the biggest gainers next year in the market. Yeah, listen, Tesla's got the most potential out of anything. A lot's got to go right for it. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla's at 200. I wouldn't be surprised if it's at 800. Nothing would surprise me with that company. Spencer, thank you. Yeah, Kramer, I would say Kramer has the most interviews with CEOs, which is very interesting. He's not going in my Mount Rushmore. Ray Dalio and Soros. I mean, listen, you can't put anything past Dalio, right? Sharp guy. And then Steve's thankful that Amit got him to launch a YouTube channel. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Yes, that is definitely one of the things I am thankful for.
I didn't really like nudge you that hard. I suggested it, but you're the one who took action. Like I didn't.
My wife nudged me.
Yeah, your wife wanted you to do it even more than me.
Amit would make a good caddy for you. No, he wouldn't.
I would be a pretty decent caddy.
I do not play golf anymore. I am retired from golf, so nobody would make a good caddy for me. And if I was playing golf, I have a caddy that I would call. I do think golf's a good idea for you, buddy.
No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to join. I'm definitely going to join the club.
I mean, I think you should take a couple of lessons first and see if you like it before you join. Go to a range, take a couple of lessons, and then I do think you would enjoy it.
Yeah, I've tried it. I've tried it at Topgolf, but I definitely need to. Dude, when you mentioned it, I was watching a compilation of Tiger Woods and the greatest hits.
Dude, Tiger is unfreaking believable.
I can't believe people can hit a ball like that and then it go across an entire field and then land. Like, it's just crazy, bro. I have so much respect for. So much respect.
I wonder if I have any videos anywhere of me playing golf that I could show you. I was pretty damn good. Tiger was fucking. He's the best. I mean, the argument about Jack Nicklaus and freaking Tiger, there's no argument. Yes, Nicklaus has won more majors than him. The competition, and I don't want to hear anything about technology or clubs or balls or anything. The freaking competition when Nicklaus was playing is night and day easier than when Tiger played. Just saying.
Yes, I agree.
So, you should watch Tin Cup.
I don't know what that is.
It's a golf movie. You should watch Tin Cup. It is such a fun movie. Oh my God.
Who's Cheech Marin?
All right, everyone. Amit.
Who is this guy? I know Kevin Costner.
Have you never heard of Cheech and Chong?
Cheech and Chong?
Dude, don't do this to me.
That sounds racist, bro.
Do not do this. Come on. Seriously, do you guys think that Amit is freaking pulling my chain here? Like, come on.
I swear I've never heard of Cheech and Chong.
No, come on.
I have no idea what 1970, 1980? These are movies? Oh, is this like Harold and Kumar? Bro, I've never heard of this shit. Who in the chat actually knows Cheech and Chong? Which keeps sounding racist every time I say it, but I don't know what this shit is, dude. Cheech and Chong.
Oh my God.
Cheech Marin. No, I've never heard of this shit, bro. 70.
Classic.
He's been making content for a while.
But yeah, I mean, Tin Cup's a really funny movie. Really good time.
All right, I'll watch it.
Good stuff.
All right.
Good stuff. I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. That's it for us. I mean, you're still streaming on Thanksgiving. So
yeah, I think Tanner and I depending on what time I get home. I mean, I'll definitely be home by 10. If I'm home by 9, I think Tanner and I may do something. We'll see what happens. I'll know as the day goes on. But I mean, we eat early, so we eat at like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna be eating later. So, all right, good stuff. I'll see everyone tomorrow on the market open and close. Last day before the holidays. hopefully we have Green Day. That'll be good
Yeah.
for the week.
Hopefully it will be. Is the market open on Friday?
Yeah, but it'll close at 1 p.m.
Half day, right?
Yeah. Half day.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining. If we don't talk to you, please have a good Thanksgiving. Chris and Matt are on, so if you are interested, you can catch some Cash Flow Chronicles, and if you go over there, spam CRN.
All right.
Night, everyone.
Later.